You ever had that one game, that one fight, that years down the line, you keep thinking about, wondering what if you could do it again? What if you got a second chance?
Wakey, wakey.
Jujutsu Kaisen is back with a new spin-off series called Modulo, and it has jumped 70 years into the future after Sukuna's defeat, so there's likely not going to be many chances for old characters to show up, as most of them are probably dead. Although Japan's average lifespan is pretty high. Just kidding. It's actually very easy to bring back several JJK characters. Ladies and gentlemen, while the Modulo series has started off with a new premise on aliens, it looks like Gege has decided to use nostalgia to reel us back in. Before we get into these characters, be sure to subscribe and comment any suggestions you have for future videos, because right now I'm on a roll with these JJK videos. And thanks for 19 subs. I appreciate it. So with that, let's jump into which characters are coming back to the series. First we got Usami? The discount Nanami that never actually showed up in the original series? Well, not exactly. Usami was briefly mentioned in JJK as a fellow sorcerer from Jujutsu High that Kusakabe seems to know pretty well. Gojo doesn't like him, possibly because he doesn't like the idea of blindly following the higher-ups, which Usami is pretty well known for. And Meimei has some sort of history with him that she probably won't mention unless you pay her. Now, this new Usami who's sending the Ukotsu siblings on missions is probably a relative or descendant of the original one. I guess Gege took the spin-off as an opportunity to do something with the name and concept of the character since he didn't have time to do so before. But we do see that he's got a cursed speech technique, as shown by his snake eyes and fangs, when he confronts this old man. Does this mean he's part of the Inumaki clan? Who knows, I sure don't. Next up we got the man, the myth, the legend, Yuji! Strawberry cheesecake! So canonically, Yuji is really good at beating up old men. He is effectively the Jake Paul of Jujutsu Kaisen, except insanely more strong. His raw strength even before he became a Jujutsu sorcerer makes him one of the most skilled fighters even without a cursed technique. And this is shown all throughout the series. He destroyed a goalpost with his insane throwing strength. He should become a baseball player. He jumped several stories even before he became Sukuna's vessel. He chucked a car at a dude. Add cursed energy into the mix and he becomes a beast. Now, maybe he can do this because his mom, Kenjaku, did something to him, like making a binding vow when he was a baby, or maybe it's because he's got that dog in him. He's Himadori. But it's nice to hear that even after his days as a Jujutsu student, Yuji still jumps people. Kakui.
It's so cool!
When his former victim gets jumped by an unconscious alien, he remembers the last time he lost this much aura in a fight, which was against... But he must have become JJK's version of Zoro because he isn't anywhere to be found in the current timeline of Mojuro. We still haven't seen old man Yuji chilling with his bro Todo talking about Gyatso in the retirement home.
What is he saying?
I mean, come on, he's bound to show up soon, right? I want to see him curb stomp a certain reincarnated curse, and oh wait a second, this leads us to our next character. Mahito, Mr. Patchwork himself, the world's youngest rage baiter and Pokemon trainer, who should never be allowed within 100 meters of any school. Last we saw of Mahito, he was absorbed by Kenjaku using cursed spirit manipulation at the end of the Shibuya incident. However, his soul shows up in the afterlife after Sukuna is defeated by Yuji. While Sukuna is open to pursuing a different path in his next life, Mahito doesn't want to abandon all that he's become, which seems to explain his appearance in this new manga. For some weird reason, in Mojuro, he shows up in Tsurugi's mind either as a flashback or a vision of some sort, saying something like, "You're not him. You're not that guy."
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
I think it's a hint that he either has already or is going to reincarnate. And the Ukotsus will have to deal with him at some point. But come on, we know that he's going to be spawn killed by old man Yuji. However, I have a theory about Mahito that ties directly into the main plot. In Mojuro Chapter 7, Gege revealed that Yuka has cancer and has about 6 or 7 months left to live.
More mouse bites!
Apparently, in a world of sorcerers and cursed techniques, the only thing that society can't fix is cancer. Man, the Zenins can't catch a break. Ref, he's doing it again!
You can't keep getting away with it!
What I'm thinking is that Mahito would return and offer to make a binding vow to cure Yuka using idol transfiguration, just like he once did for Mekamaru's host, Kokichi Muta. Now, Yuka seems to have accepted her fate, but Tsurugi, on the other hand, desperate to help his sister, may accept Mahito's offer at the cost of something. One thing might lead to another, and maybe Yuka or Tsurugi are forced to fight Mahito. Perhaps Tsurugi with his reduced curse energy might get folded more easily, potentially paving the way for his heavenly restriction to fully awaken, which I'll discuss in another video. But with Mahito's inevitable return and the threat he brings to Jujutsu society, especially at a fragile time when they're busy dealing with the aliens, the elders or the clan heads may feel the need to call upon a seasoned Yuji to exorcise him once more and save his friend's grandchildren. If Gege actually sets up plot points and gives them payoff, we could be gearing up to see an epic rematch between these two characters. Well, that's the roster. Do we know who's going to survive? Nope. Does Gege love making siblings and JJK suffer? Yes, sir. But let's hope the momentum keeps up and Gege finds a way to balance old and new characters in this new series. Thank you for watching. If you have any suggestions for future videos, Jujutsu Kaisen related or not, comment down below. I'm always open to new ideas and feedback. That's it for today. Take care.
See.